Hello and welcome to part 2 of our quick-fire run-through of the Focus Lite time and attendance software. Having reviewed the daily rules in part 1, we must now consider how the daily rules are specifically applied. Daily rules are applied through the use of set work schedules. A work schedule is a pattern of daily rules that is continuously repeated over a set period of time. Daily rules can be scheduled across a variable rolling period of between 1 and 30 days, with the flexibility to allow multiple alternative shifts to be defined per day. We can select the length of the work schedule. Often 7 days is used, meaning that the pattern of daily rules is repeated each week. However, if a company operated a week of one week of early shifts, 1 week of day shifts and 1 week of night shifts, for example, we could create a 21-day work schedule and enter a start date for the pattern. Sticking with a 7-day work schedule, however, we simply select the specific daily rule that we wish the employees who will be assigned to this schedule to work on an individual day. These can be chosen from the drop-down list. So I might have a different daily rule, for example for Friday, which might be a shorter day than Monday to Thursday, so this can be applied to the weekly schedule. Also, if we have a non-contractual workday such as a Saturday or Sunday, we'll leave the first column empty. However, if an employee does work a non-contractual day, we can allocate them to a daily rule, which could be a weekend overtime rule, for example. The work schedule can also provide a flexible facility to help where employees could work on alternative daily rules depending upon their personal circumstances. So, if we select some other alternative rules in column B, then the system will try to automatically assign the most appropriate daily rule for each day, dependent upon when the employee first clocks in. So a clocking around 9 AM will mean that this daily rule is assigned. A clocking of 5 AM will mean that this daily rule is assigned, and etc. It is quite a powerful feature and is very useful when swapping shifts is common practice. It means that you don't need to pre-plan anything within Focus. The auto-allocation of the daily rule should handle it all for you. Optional weekly rules allow overtime to be calculated on a weekly rather than daily basis. So, a value of 40 hours here in rate 1 will mean that any time worked over 40 hours within the week will flow to an overtime rate. Conversely, if an employee has accrued overtime by, say, working 35 hours over during the week, but has failed to meet their target hours at basic, then we can claw back any time from the overtime rate to make up the shortfall in the basic hours. This concludes part 2 of our run-through. Please look at part 3, where we'll be looking at what details make up an employee record, and we'll be having a closer look at the timesheet we saw previously in part 1.